let's just,
So, so my great grandpa and my grandpa came to Mesa and in 1958 and built the first 55 plus community here in the Valley. And since then they built 4, and my dad is finishing the 4th community. About 6 years ago, they built a memory care in East Mesa. And then they realized that people want to stay home. And so home care came into the picture. And I wasn't working at the time and decided that I was ready to get back into the workforce. And so I just jumped in. I love a good challenge. And then about a year after that, we built an assisted living.
wow. Okay. That's amazing. And so many years of being in this senior living and all of that. So tell me a little bit more about, your, I want to say your journey. So just share a little bit more about, why you can identify with many of the clients and people that you are actually meeting and helping.
Sure. Well, growing up, my dad, we were involved in the business. We would go out on the weekends and we would help with grand openings of new models that they were building. We did Christmas programs every year, singing for the seniors that lived in the communities. And so growing up, that's just what we did. And so when it was time to do home care, it just felt like a real natural transition for me to get back into there. So we started the business, and about 2 years into it is when I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. And I battled that for just over a year. And it's taken me about 2 years to get back on my feet from the time that I was diagnosed. But while I was going through that, at first I was really angry about the diagnosis and how could this be happening to me? And after I came to accept that this was going to be my life for the next little while, I just jumped into learning everything that I could about cancer and being a patient and healthcare. And now that I'm on this side of things, I love talking to seniors because I can relate so much to them, what it feels like to have such a devastating diagnosis. And I know what it feels like to be a patient. And I know what it feels like to not be able to make my doctor's appointments because the chemo was so just devastating on my brain. It just was horrible. And I need people driving me around. So I had family members taking me to appointments. And so I know exactly how it feels to lose your independence, and it's horrible and it's awful. But I had to rely on people, and I was so thankful that I had people surrounding me at that time that could help me out.
Yeah, and thank you. Thank you for, sharing and being so transparent about that. I can only imagine, like, like you said, that you've had a support system that you've been able to lean on, for your own personal needs. How is that when you're maybe working with, someone, and you're I guess maybe just walk me through, like, what is a day in a life for, is it caregivers? Is that what you're, okay,
Mhm.
yeah. So,
So we have caregivers.
uh-huh.
And so what is it like in a shift or
Yeah,
working
yeah,
in a
yeah.
care?
Just share a little bit more about, like, what is the day in the life of a caregiver? How is that going in to a home, or a residence, wherever they may be, and kind of those first steps.
Yeah. So typically when people call us, it's because there's been a crisis. There's been a fall, there's been a diagnosis or something like that. And either the spouse is calling us or their children are calling us saying, you know what, mom or dad needs some assistance and what can you do to help us? And it's a really terrifying situation. They're frightened. Mom and dad are not how they used to be, before this event happened. And we call it a new normal. There's a new normal. And when they're discharged out of the hospital, they go home and they can't do the things that they used to be able to do. And so the goal is to have some assistance in the home while they are still healing, trying to get back on their feet. And that way, we want them to do everything that they can. They're in control. We're just there to assist them in the daily tasks that they need assistance with so that they can rest and heal and get back on their feet again.
That's great. So give me an example. What are some of those daily tasks?
Sure. So our caregivers can assist them making meals and preparing meals ahead of time. They can assist them in just companion
Mm.
and conversation because studies show that 1 in 3 seniors is lonely, and that leads to depression, and that causes a lot of health problems. And so it's just so important to have somebody there to talk to. And so I think people overlook having conversation and having someone there in your home. We can drive them around in their car, so we can take them to their follow-up doctor's appointments. We can pick up their medications. So many little tasks that are so important in keeping our seniors out of the hospital and preventing them from reoccurring admissions in our hospitals.
Right. Yeah, that's great. And so does Sunland serve all areas of the like Phoenix metro area, or is it all across Arizona? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Sure, we service the East Valley, so
East Valley.
uh,
Okay.
including Scottsdale,
Okay, great. So Scottsdale and all of your Gilbert, Chandler, Mesa.
Tempe, yeah, Apache Junction, Gold Canyon, Queen Creek, yeah.
Okay, great. And okay, so one of the things that has brought us together today by way of Zoom, otherwise I would be so happy to be meeting you in person and kind of talking with you, in your space, together. So we're all dealing with this COVID-19. So share a little bit on how that's impacting, your business, how it's, maybe impacting any changes. Just kind of speak to me a little bit about that, because obviously that's on all of our mind.
Yeah, there's a lot of fear and anxiety out there regarding COVID-19. And I think it's really important to make sure that we have the facts and that we're not feeding off rumors and things like that. So it has impacted our business tremendously. You know, we are in the senior healthcare space, and seniors are the most high risk individuals in the coronavirus. And so we have had several trainings with our caregivers talking about the best ways to stay healthy. You know, we've all heard washing our hands with soap and water and disinfecting surfaces and things like that. So when our caregivers are going into their homes, we have asked them to make sure that we've talked to our clients to make sure that they have disinfectant wipes. And if they don't, we've been supplying them with the few limited ones we've been able to get our hands on for free at no cost to them, just because we want their homes to be as clean as possible. And so we've been delivering disinfectant wipes to our clients' homes. Some of the other things is we have spent a ton of money on protective gear. So typically clients purchase their own gloves and supplies as needed. But in this case, I felt a huge responsibility to make sure that we had protective gear, not only for our clients, but for our caregivers. So we've spent a lot of money on gloves and masks and, like I said, disinfectant wipes. I've got a little bit of hand sanitizer, but all of these things are really hard to come by.
Yeah.
So we are providing these things for free at no cost to our caregivers and our clients so that we can be doing our part to help flatten the curve.
Right, right. Well, that's great to hear. So, and I mean, just overall, what a valuable resource and service that you provide to the community. And I especially love the fact that it's a family-owned business. It's been around, supporting Arizona and the community since 1958. That's amazing. And right now, I think more than ever, we have to be, cognizant of the businesses, the local businesses, and how we can continue to support them. So, So tell us how we can reach you, and then just share if there's anything else that, we can do as a community. Because again, this is going to be shared out on social media. Is there anything that we can provide to you?
Sure. So we are posting regular updates with any information that we need regarding COVID-19 on our social media channels. So on our LinkedIn page, Instagram, and Facebook. So like those pages, and um, I hope that the information we're posting is valuable to you. You can reach us at our main office number is 480-447-8893. Also, our website is sunlandhomecareaz.com. And go online and check out our reviews. We're really proud of the things that we've been able to accomplish in such a short time. So, was there something else that you
Yeah,
asked about?
again, it was the second half of that was anything that we can provide to you.
Yes. Let's see here. Right now, I am just, let's see. Right now, during COVID-19, it is just so important that we stay at home and that we protect the people who are most at risk for the coronavirus. And so do your part in staying at home. And if you do have extra supplies, we have clients that need them. We also have caregivers that need them.
Mhm.
And we're trying to get as many as we can to give to them. We're not charging them at all. But we're still running low on some of our supplies as well, as far as like hand sanitizer goes. But like I said, we do have masks and gloves and things like that. But there are a lot of seniors out there that need help and shouldn't be going out to the grocery store. So there's groups and online Facebook groups that people can volunteer. And it's so important to, whatever you can do, if it's money, if it's groceries, we need our community to pull together because we're definitely stronger together. And we've got to get through this together. That's the only way we can do this.
That's great. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing such valuable information, and we'll continue to support you. And we look forward to seeing you at HealthNow Expo in September.
All right.